Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Be Encouraged show with Lisa and
I'm Frank.
Awesome. So we are based here in Colorado Springs. We specialize in keynote speaking, emceeing, and facilitating sessions on diversity and leadership development for a global audience. We are passionate about helping professionals maximize their potential and fostering resilient, adaptive organizational cultures in small to mid-sized businesses worldwide.
Yes, we are. Welcome to the Be Encouraged show, everyone, where we provide a platform for entrepreneurs and community-focused individuals to expand their reach and create a positive impact here in the Colorado Springs community and beyond. Yes?
Yes.
You know what? And we're joining you live from Colorado Springs with some great guests today. If you want to join us internationally, go to our website and select international via Instagram to join us live from anywhere in the world.
So we've got some super exciting news for you. Next week, starting next Monday, we will be hosting our podcast from our new studio at Co-Harbor Co-working Podcast Studio and reducing our guests to 2 people.
Only two. Just
Only
like
2.
here today.
Yes,
Yeah.
2.
Test run, right?
This is our test run so that we can deliver more value to our absolutely wonderfully loved guests.
Indeed. Our platinum sponsor today is the incredible Joshua Agidi and his wonderful company, Crescio, who offers you pay-what-you-can consultations to underprivileged entrepreneurs in Colorado Springs and teach people how to leverage ChatGPT for their business. Please, 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 please visit them at Crescio.com so that you can learn more.
So do you want to get more leads for your business?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
like Dr.
Let's
Brody.
go.
Well, right, John, you don't want to. Right?
Yes.
Just checking in.
So please visit us at beencouraged.net to become a sponsor and get your business name out there to our growing audience. We are now almost at a reach of 50,000. Super excited.
Potential reach.
A potential reach.
Yes.
Our platinum sponsor has seen an aggressive 900% growth in their business in just 7 months. So be sure to like and follow us on LinkedIn, on Facebook, YouTube. Be sure to just follow us, especially on our internationals on Instagram, because those are just popping. And so yes, on our journey to extend hope and encouragement, come along with us on socials and help people realize their potential through networking, collaboration, and community involvement.
You know what? Our guests were so incredible today, Lisa, that we had to make sure we only did 2.
Yes.
Well, normally we have 4 here, but you guys are so amazing. You just fill up the room. Can you feel the energy?
Yes.
Yes. We're just going to have a good time
Yes,
together.
we are.
Yeah, let me introduce you to Dr. Brody Miller, PhD. He is very, very, very proud of that fact. Because I've never heard you not say Dr. Brody. Right?
As you should. Work hard for that.
As you should, yeah. And I call him Dr. Bro, which is so cool. He calls himself that as well. He's a neuro rehabilitation specialist focusing on helping concussion survivors eliminate symptoms and regain their freedom. Oh my, what a heavy, and needed space, my friend. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
And also, for the 2 of you in this community that don't know Jon Wilcox, let me introduce him to you as well. This is the shortest introduction I ever seen in my life.
Right?
John saying, let's get to the show. I don't know stinking introduction.
He literally gave us like a sentence.
A sentence, which is not even a long sentence. But Jon is an insurance educator, and he helps guide people to plan for their future with life insurance. Welcome, Jon.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Indeed. We're so glad to have them, aren't we, ladies?
Yes, we are.
Indeed.
I'm excited for this.
Yes.
I appreciate y'all so much for letting us come on first of all.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Dr. Brody, I heard you're from North Carolina.
I am.
So tell us, unpack how you grew up in North Carolina, what that was like. what made you who you are today?
Sure. So I grew up in a really small town called Weaverville, North Carolina, which is about 15 minutes outside of Asheville, North Carolina, in the mountains. Just a small little country farm town. I'm a farm boy at heart. I loved being out in the farm growing up.
How many people?
How many people? We had probably 20 animals at any given time. We had over 10 dogs, and then you had chickens, cows, horses.
What's the population of Weaverville?
Oh, Weaverville, when I was there, it's probably like 2,000. Now it's like,
my town's bigger.
It's bigger.
Oh, God.
4,000. It's rare that someone lives in a town smaller.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have siblings?
I did. I had one brother. I'm the baby. I had an older brother and older sister. So I'm the baby, and growing up though, I've always felt a little bit out of place because I was one of the only few Jewish kids in my high school, and there was maybe one other. There's another African American, but it was just me and him pretty much, and kind of always felt a little out of place, and people would question me about that. So I always wanted to fit in with others, and so at first it was sports. So I played a lot of AAU basketball, I played football, and that was kind of my avenue, and I felt like one of the boys. And then in high school, I ended up getting cut from the football team. And so I still wanted, or from the basketball team, excuse me. I was a short white guy, and I didn't grow after middle school, and I wasn't fast either. So, yeah, but I mean, long story short, I still wanted to fit in, so my avenue became drugs and alcohol because my last name was Miller, and so they were like, "Hey, Miller time! Like he's the guy who can get me this. He's the guy who can get me that." And so I felt really part of the group again, and so people were giving me respect and all this type of stuff. But then it really cascaded out of control in college because I just got deeper into drugs and alcohol and addiction. And
where'd you go to school?
I went to Appalachian State University.
Did you? You go to App State?
I did.
You guys rock a little bit, man. Football's for there.
Well, at first it was UNC Charlotte, and then I went to Appalachian State. But then, yeah, my addiction really got out of hand, and I started to get into pills and get into. I started to get into selling drugs and alcohol. It's some part of my story that I really regret at this point, but it's kind of what cascades into what I'm doing today. And a few years, I had a few concussions in high school playing football, but then 11 years ago, I had a really, really bad concussion. I was outside of a nightclub real late at night, and I got assaulted by a bouncer in the middle of the street. So I had woken up in the hospital, and I was in a brain fog for a couple of months, just really out of my wits, and I was having trouble completing the basic sentences, and then I was even deeper into drugs and alcohol at that point. But I feel like getting hit on the head was the perfect storm to awaken me to what I do these days. So it was really a blessing in disguise because I eventually discovered the science of neuroplasticity. I was watching a YouTube video that my mom actually brought upon for me, and they were like talking about how we have 60,000 to 70,000 thoughts every day. The neuroscientists have discovered this, and that 90% of those thoughts are negative and repetitive. And whatever that was.
That's interesting.
Right, yeah, like 90% they found out are negative and repetitive thoughts. But for me, that was like, oh my goodness. And Dr. Dispenza, he said, if your thoughts can make you sick, then your thoughts can also make you heal. And something about that just was like a spark for me. I'm like,
Cool.
holy cow, like this is actually my own doing. All of this negative stuff that had happened to me was my own doing. So if I created that bad stuff, then by God, I can create some good stuff in my life too and start to do that. So
Yeah.
that was a big
And was that the turning point 11 years ago when you started, when this became a revelation to you, and you say, and you started this academic process?
Yeah, that was that every day. I'm not gonna say every single day, but since that happened, I've probably 95% of my days I've dedicated to studying the brain. Just every single day, I'm like, that is my passion and my purpose now. Because I got hit on the head and I was able to recover, then so can so many others.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what we typically call pain to purpose.
Yes.
Right? Pain creates purpose.
It does.
Did you have your PhD at that point?
I did not.
Okay.
In fact, I was a college dropout. I dropped out of Appalachian State University. I was like a 5th year senior there.
When you
You were
dropped
just a
out?
I dropped. I was there to have fun in the bad kind of way.
Right, it wasn't healthy.
It was not healthy, and but luckily I had quite a bit of accreditation to transfer in to grad school, and then ended up doing a completely online program after the pandemic at International Quantum University of Integrated Medicine, and I was able to transfer in a lot of accreditation, do the fast pathway to get my bachelor's, and then I was able to complete a 4-year PhD program in 4 years, which typically takes people 6 years to do.
Yeah.
Because I really learned how the brain processes information, and like if it can get through faster through speed reading or anything that increases the speed, then I can also do things faster.
Right.
What's the name of your organization, Ray?
The organization, it's Neural Transformations.
Neural Transformation.
NEURAL Transformations.
Oh, okay. Thanks for spelling that for me.
Yeah.
I didn't do it that way.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Thank you very much for helping us understand the genesis of why you're doing what you're doing and what that created in you. When did the flip happen from the drinking and drug stuff?
Yeah, ironically, so a few years after the concussion, I was still on painkillers, I was still on booze and all of that stuff. But when I learned, it was basically the same onset when I discovered that I could change my brain and it could heal, then that was how I also got off of drugs and alcohol, because men, we're already impulsive in our 20s. We make a lot of stupid decisions. And then you
in
add
our 60s.
and not to say it was the fact that I was so impulsive, especially after the head injury, that making even worse decisions, but being able to heal the brain stopped that impulsivity and my desire for drugs and alcohol, because I was able to change my thoughts and change my emotions, and I no longer wanted it in my life.
So you're totally clean now?
I am.
Well, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Now, amazing is that 2 reasons that you need to reach out to Dr. Brody, right? Because helping us on those journeys, our thought journeys, and how our brain gets kind of whacked for so many different reasons, not just concussions or injuries, but so many different ways. He can help us, help you, and help us navigate that space.
Did you meet your wife before or after your transformation?
Kind of in the middle. So I was making a lot of strange decisions at that time after the head injury, and one of them was I wanted to go travel in South America, and so I like went to Nicaragua and Colombia and some of these other places. And my wife and I actually met each other online. It was a language exchange. I was learning Spanish and she was learning English. Sometimes I've actually mixed that up, right? But I ended up going and moving to where her family was in Argentina and living there for about 9 months.
Oh, nice.
And so she's been through the entire badness of this journey.
Yes.
And I was still at that time using drugs and alcohol. But then when I had that switch, she was encouraged, and she's been through the entire ride and seen the development. So
How long have you been married?
we've been married since 2020, so it's going on 4 years now.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, Josh is Argentine.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
My ex-husband's from Argentina too.
No kidding.
But he couldn't dance tango, so.
Yeah. Small world.
Yes.
Small world. Indeed, indeed. Jon Wilcox. Are you ready to talk to us? You're always ready to talk. I don't know why I asked you that question.
I'm a school teacher. The problem is getting me to show my
Well, I can do that. Yeah, share with us a little bit about the Wilcox journey.
Yeah, so in college I was telling these guys I got my ballot certificates, was all headed for a career in that field, and then didn't work out, got too expensive, so I switched over to teaching. Right around that time, I figured out that I had a neurological progressive degeneration. My cerebellum, which controls movement, balance, spatial awareness, is atrophying. And so I taught till 2016, got burned out with that. And then for other reasons other than the health. And then moved into corporate sales, loved it.
I knew you did.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
So I did digital marketing for a year, which is when I met Frank. I enjoyed it, was fairly good at it, but then went through a corporate layoff, which is when I decided that worked for me. So then no one could fire me.
That's right. You can fire yourself and then rehire yourself. It's all good.
Yeah, I fired myself a few times.
Yes.
But I had to rehire myself.
Yeah.
I need to eat.
Yes, indeed. So 5 years strong with insurance, and as my conditions developed, I've really found my niche in helping people prepare for the unexpected by putting protection in place. Actually, when Brody and I met, I was able to help him and his wife out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Put that in place, and in turn, he's helped me a lot in my health journey as well.
Wonderful.
You know, Lisa, Jon, you and I get the privilege of seeing Jon almost every week.
Yes, we do at VetNet.
Yeah. And in other spaces, I get to see you at as well.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful as our audience is looking at us today and seeing your journey and following that. Tell us, were you initially at this stage that you're in right now with your, or is it progressing?
It is progressive. So just to give you some landmarks, my first symptoms were when I would go on walks with my wife. I'd walk on my toes for balance.
Oh.
And when my speed started changing, and at first we thought, oh, it's just Jon being himself. But then my in-laws said, well, we think something more might be going down. Go get an MRI.
Yes.
And that started the diagnosis process. And then, like, I could run till 2014. It didn't look pretty, but I could do it. And didn't even start using the walker till 2018. And I drove up till 2022.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
So how old were you when you first got diagnosed?
When I was diagnosed 28, when I first started seeing symptoms, about 26.
About
So
26.
young.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're 39 now?
40.
Woo! Hit that magic, baby. Yeah. Yeah, you're old as ice water now. No.
Ice water running through his veins.
Yeah, I'm old enough to be your dad, so that's okay. Actually, my son's older than you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think it's so inspiring, don't you, Lisa, that your journey that you want, both of you guys, really, because these could have ended much differently. Yeah, what inspires you to continue to go out, Jon, and show up, my friend, given where you could do differently? You could recluse yourself and say, you know, I'm not doing this. What is it that propels you to do that?
Well, as I've thought about it, and I've had 14 years to evaluate that, everyone has bumps in the road of life.
Yes.
And when we hit our bumps, we have two choices. We either pull in, push people away, and be miserable. Doesn't change the bump at all, but now we deal with that. Or we can draw people in, create community, reach out, be encouraging, and the bump ain't gonna change, folks. If you got cancer, you got cancer.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the way you deal with it can dramatically change your quality of life and those around you. If I were a miserable grump, it would not only ruin my day, but it down on yours.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. I mean, for years I've watched you network and you light up the room. Everyone loves it when you come to the networking groups, and we have all embraced you, and I know you feel the love too, and you reciprocate love all the time to the community, and we appreciate all that you're doing.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good morning, Jon.
It is a very good morning.
It is a very good morning because you're here. Thank you, my friend. Oh, wow. That was such an inspirational moment.
It was.
It really was, my friend. He doing those good things. You know, Dr. Brody, what is something that you've had to overcome in business this year, and how did you do it?
I feel the biggest battle every day waking up in the morning is yourself, because you can wake up just like Jon was saying and be the grump. And then if you go out and you're the grump and you're the pessimist, and that's going to reflect on how others perceive you and how so really, to answer your question, is it's a daily battle in entrepreneurship, because
Yes.
you have all these doubts. You have this monkey mind that comes
Between
up.
the ears, right?
Yeah, and it goes like,
Did you get that from Donna Carlson? Monkey mind?
I don't know where I got it. I think of the monkey mind and then the monk mind. Like, either you could be that calm, soothing presence and like listen to those doubts, like they're part of you, but they don't have to control you. And I heard this yesterday. It was nobody gets what they want out of like a pessimistic point of view or life. Like, you may not be guaranteed wonderful success being an optimist, but you're guaranteed failure as a pessimist. You know,
I like that.
Very
So, like,
true. Well said.
It hit me deep, like in my stomach, and I'm like, just like Jon, like we could all be grumpy, negative, and I was that person, you know, like, and I don't want to be that anymore. Like, it's a choice that you make in the morning when the morning starts usually.
So how are you? You're pretty new, right?
Mhm.
How does your LLC? Like, when did you officially launch? When
Your
did
business.
you launch your business?
It's like a year old now.
A year old, so a year in.
Year in.
So what's been the biggest hurdle that you keep tackling every day that you're like, man, and you're just, what is it? What is that?
It's getting people the trust that is required in order to for people to entrust you into helping them with their brain health in their lives. There's a little bit of a barrier in 2024 because most of my business is established online, say 75%, and that's wonderful because I'm able to reach a global audience and help people in the United Kingdom or Australia. And so it doesn't limit me there, but then there is a trust barrier. I'm reaching out to people on social media, and they're like, who the heck, another scam artist, you know, Dr. Bro, like, he wants my money, and he wants to pillage me and take my hard-earned savings. I feel there's a barrier there that I'm working every day to get across.
Yeah. How are you in branding?
Branding?
Yeah. Have you branded well?
Beginning to, because it's a personal brand at this point. Starting out, I feel like in phase one, it's a personal brand, my Dr. Brody Miller, and then as we grow and establish, it will be a company brand because I can be much greater, you know, with a community of people. It's not just me. But when it comes to branding, I had the hard realization this last year was that if I don't do sales and marketing, which is the oxygen and blood flow of the business, I don't have a fighting chance. So I'm like, okay, I put away the ego, study sales and marketing every single day.
Good for you. A lot of people don't put in that effort.
Yeah, I mean, it took a hard realization though, you know, hard look in the mirror.
Yeah.
So.
You know, I'm academically inclined like you are.
Yes.
I am. I always love academics. It's been just kind of far. But here's what I found, that I fill my mind with stuff that I don't act on, and it becomes useless. Right? So there has to be an actionable plan along the way as you're studying this stuff. Because otherwise it's just more stuff you know.
Yes.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, more stuff you know doesn't really translate into growth.
If you're not implementing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta
A bit
do
of a
something.
pissing contest.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like, yeah, who's the most intelligent person in the room is not the most academic. It's the person that is the most emotionally aware.
Yeah.
And that's true intelligence.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, Alan Briggs' recent book, he talks about that, how he's read so many books, felt like he was crushing his reading goals, but did he actually implement what he read?
Right.
And that's a challenge.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
I have 6,000 volumes in my personal library. So you can see that reading is really, because it changed my life. Right? It really did. It changed my life. But a lot of times, like James says, because we know it, we think we're doing it.
Yeah.
And that's not
It's
actually
not
happening,
true.
right?
Yeah. Frank
Yeah.
and I meet so many people, but in some of them, they think they're known, and I'm like, oh, okay, the what was that group's that was playing at the Torchlight? Soul School.
Yeah.
Band.
Oh, they were all
Best
the chain.
band. I mean, I was like, what? Who are these people, and where did they come from?
Right.
And I mean, just off the chain. I mean, an incredible band. But
Soul School will be getting in touch with you.
yes. But I was so excited. But when you see a brand like that is not well known yet, and you see the quality and feel it. I mean, I felt it in my bones. I was ready to dance. If I had more time, I would have danced with Jon there. But yeah, it was amazing.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
It really was. And then, and it's what really, I think where I really, and Lisa and I fit in our community, is that we run into companies all the time. They have great value that they're adding to humanity, but nobody knows they're doing it.
No one knows.
Nobody knows they're doing it. So, and
they're so sweet, and they're so knowledgeable, and they have an amazing website, maybe, if that, or maybe a Facebook page, and then that's it. It stops there.
Right. Yeah, they think
Can
about
I jump in?
You can please jump
Jon.
in.
Having been in this craziness of entrepreneurship for 5 years now, networking. I mean, every city's a different culture, but particularly our local community, networking is where it's at.
Yep.
In 2019, when I opened my doors, 8 groups, 5 or 6 weekly events.
Yeah. And networking is where it is, particularly relational culture like we have here in the spring. You found that you were resistant. You remember, you were resistant to coming out in community. You're a great networker, and we always expand on what our good gifts are, right? We do. You're an incredible networker, but you're resistant to other people helping you. Then one day I said, I saw you step forward, and I think the lady that does the communicative, the PhD in communication.
Oh, yes, Heidi.
Heidi.
Yeah,
yes.
You sat down with her and made me a little bit mad because I thought I was trying to get that same message to you before. But
that's okay. It takes different people.
It's okay. Couple hours of therapy, I was okay.
You'll be fine. Don't worry, Jon.
It'll be all right. It'll be okay.
I told you, now I feel bad. But crafted a message, right?
Right, so for those of you that are totally lost, for about the first 4 years, my message was, I am Jon. I'm an insurance educator. I can help you with home, auto, life, etc. Now my message is, hi, I'm Jon. I'm an insurance educator. Let me help you prepare for the unexpected. 13 years ago, I thought I was completely healthy. and no idea I'd be working through a major disability. Let me help you prepare for the unexpected.
And he nails it. Like 30 seconds, done. The first time he did that, I was like, whoa, who's this? Let's go.
Right? Story brand city, baby.
Yes,
There it
that's
is.
it.
Now
Yes.
people know the why
Yes.
behind the how.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody can relate to that. But people are so resistant to story branding.
Yeah.
Right? Just like you, an incredible story that you have. You know, nobody cares that, you know, we have PhDs. Nobody cares. They really don't. Nobody cares about those long, wonderful academic, vigorous things that we've done and get stuff. Only thing they care about what happened in your life to create this space.
Right. And as
That's
he
where the
said,
passion.
he said, you know, it's not about me.
Yeah.
And oh, I'm so cool.
That's right.
With my story and my accolades, yeah. But it's, what can I do for you? Like, how can I put the focus on, like, yes, this is my why. This is why I wake up every morning and do it. Nobody wants another transactional business, you know, like, oh, you know, let me make some money with affiliate marketing or whatever BS there is out there these days.
So I have a question for you, Dr. Brody.
He was a little bit passionate.
Yeah, he
about
was.
that one.
Okay, so COVID. COVID brain. So I, December 10th, got COVID brain back when we were all isolated, and it was awful. I don't remember dates. I don't even remember the day my mom died. I purposely exclude dates from my brain, but December 10th, I will never forget, because that is when I got COVID brain, and I still battle COVID brain.
Yeah.
And I decided to start talking about it openly. So have you been able to help people about COVID brain? Have you had people come up to you and talk to you about COVID brain?
I've spoken to people on brain fog that's from COVID. I don't specialize in that, but I hypothesize that it's something I will be able to help in the future, just because I study the brain every single day.
Yeah.
And if I were to put it on just one thing, what I believe is the root causation is it is a pathological or biological interruption in the brain blood flow and communication. So essentially, there's something called, I'm going to get all academic, Frank, give me one second.
Go for it, we give you permission.
There's something called the hormesis effect, which is really powerful, and it's about how much stress that we can deal with. So there's a curve, and there's an amount of stress that is a good stress, as you two definitely know. Like, you guys love good stress. But then as you go down the curve, it gets into a very interruptive amount of stress that absolutely sabotages how the mind and body work. And that's what happens, I believe, for almost anything, including COVID brain. There's just an interruption, way too much bacteria and stress that's really interrupting how well it's functioning up there.
Yeah, I just find it interesting that a lot of doctors, I've talked to a lot of doctors about this, and they would all get on their computer and do whatever Google says, give me any recommendations, which I can do at home myself.
Right.
But everyone's in the dark over it, no one's talking about it. It's kind of like coming from an abusive situation where it took years to actually say I was abused. Years, like, right, Frank? I would say years, like 35 years for me to actually say, I am a victim of this type of abuse. Same with COVID brain. There are so many people out there not talking about this that and not researching it. But I would just encourage you, if you could grab a hold of that helm of that neuro area, or I would love to hear about that, because there are Facebook groups about it, and they're all coming together just to basically collaborate and say, what have you heard? What are you doing? But there's I at least have not found official doctors out there in community throughout the world yet who are masters or trying to master the COVID brain.
even if you, that's so good, Lisa, because even if the context isn't COVID brain,
Directly.
right?
Mhm.
As long as they can tackle and bring value to that space,
Mhm.
and you can frame it that way, because that means you're opening yourself up to another group of humans that need your work.
Thousands that could use your work.
Thousands. I mean, really.
Because if you
Yeah.
can tap into that brain fog piece,
Mhm.
because it comes and goes, the brain fog.
And it's so similar. I mean, we're all so much more similar than we are different.
Yeah.
You know, when somebody gets hit on the head, it messes up ATP production and synthesis of how well the brain is working. So similar in brain fog, although one is a physical trauma, one is a bacterial trauma, it's still a trauma, right? It's interrupting signals and how it works.
And we're in
But thank you.
we're in Traumaville.
We are.
Right, yeah.
Right. People
The
are
whole
talking
world.
about traumas all the time.
Yeah.
Look how that opens doors for you. Think about what Lisa said there,
Mhm.
because we want your business to prosper. We want you to be able to contact and be able to impact as many humans as you possibly can
Absolutely.
with value.
Mhm.
Yes?
Absolutely.
Right on. Yeah, you're awesome.
You too, my friend.
Yes. John, we're gonna ask you to do something, because we know you're gonna smoke this. You smoke everything you do, dude.
Yes.
So-
Without the pipe.
Put away.
I saw it say that since brain fog. Sorry. Okay, I couldn't resist.
Is that like riding the back of a motor?
No, don't start that.
John, there's a camera in front of us, so I want you to look into that camera and tell our audience something hopeful and encouraging that they can take away today.
You are not defined by your circumstances. You are defined by how you deal with them.
Mic drop. Let's go.
Okay, this has been the Be Encouraged show. That was beautiful.
How do
my
they reach
friend.
you?
Oh, you can reach me. The best way is call or text at 719-247-0008.
0008. You know, can I add this, John? Because I think this will be beneficial to our community. If you have an organization out there that people are just so wrapped up in their circumstances today, and those are really hindering their movement and opportunity, reach out to John as well. Bring him into your organization. Give him an opportunity to talk about real world stuff and going through things and still coming on the other side.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And by the way, pay him.
Yes.
To do that, because this is valuable for our community to have someone like John come into your organization and speak to you about moving forward positively. Is that okay?
That is fine. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Frankenstein my second business.
Yes.
And Lisa did the second of mine.
That's right. And you're welcome.
Yes.
You can make that check out to Frank Sinclair.
Yes.
No, I'm just joking. Yeah, you're asking him the same thing, aren't you?
Yes, Dr. Brody, if you can take a moment and encourage the world, and then how they can reach you.
Absolutely. I would say every single thing that you do on a moment-to-moment basis counts. Even something as simple as a positive thought. That can absolutely change your life on a moment-to-moment basis. And you can find me at drbrodymiller.com or all over social media, YouTube, Dr. Brody Miller, Instagram, or if you feel like reaching out personally, email me at Brody, B-R-O-D-Y, at neurotransformations.com, N-E-U-R-A-L, transformations.com.
Indeed, yeah. And Dr. Brody, once again, we just need these conversations in community. It might be a grade because of brain fog and COVID brain and whatever else you want to call it, getting old as ice water. Where your brain's not operative the same as it used to be. All of those things might be an opportunity for you to pull Dr. Brody in and have him talk to your organization as well about those things and open up some doors so that he can help people in our community.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Very grateful for that.
You bet. Absolutely. You know, how much fun was that?
A lot of fun.
Yeah. I get the opportunity every week to hang out with Colorado's Chief Resilience Officer, Lisa Sennett, and she's doing wonderful work around as well. And her speaking platform on resilience, you need to have her in your organization, particularly ladies organizations, where she really flourishes in helping people build the resilience with her story and her incredible delivery and opportunity to up-level your organization.
See why I hang out with him every day. Thank you, Frank.
You are very welcome. Yeah.
And you can check out Frank's books on Amazon. He's got 3, and we have an upcoming one that we're going to start working on.
We are. Your personal leadership coach should be available by the end of the year. Your personal business coach, your personal life coach is available on Amazon. And my memoir, Dream Again, Lessons on Leveraging Your Pain, are all available for you on Amazon right now. So we just love doing this because we want to infuse hope and encouragement into our community with the incredible Joshua Geary and Crescio, who's been helping us in this journey the whole time. This guy has a platform that's just second to none. You really need to reach out to him at crescio.com, consultations on your businesses, helping those in an underserved community as well. Thank you for what you do in community, Joshua. Frank and Lisa, Be Encouraged Show.
Check us out at beencouraged.net. We'd love to have you on our show next. Thank you, everyone.
Adios.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Be Encouraged show with Frank
and Lisa.
We are so incredibly glad to have you on Motivation Monday here in Colorado Springs. And how we do this is with 4 amazing human beings that we get to come on our show and infuse hope and encouragement with you. What does that say, Lisa?
So first of all, we're super excited because this is our last show with 4 people. So
very last, but you were
just slipped in.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We have super exciting news that we are moving starting next Monday to the Cove Harbor co-working space off Rock Rimmon and I-25 right by the Marriott, the building right next door. Very excited about that.
Very excited.
Yes.
Yeah, what a great move for us. In a recording studio that affords us to have 2 people, we think we can enrich conversation and have opportunity to really push businesses out and the great value that that brings for them in our community as well. So we're excited, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, then we'll be having more fun than 4 people should be allowed.
Yes.
Right? Instead of 6.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah, thank you so much to our platinum sponsor, as always, Crescio, and the great Joshua Aguirre, who is in the back. He's our friend, and what a good friend he is. And he can be a friend to you too, because he is passionate about uplifting the Southeast. And when you partner with his company, you learn how to automate your sales funnel using tools like ChatGPT. Visit them at Crescio.com to learn more.
Awesome. Now it's my favorite time to introduce the guests. So our panel host, that would be you, right? Yes. Just making sure. Sometimes it changes last minute. It took you a while to corral all these people. He's been working very hard. We've gone back and forth. So Mr. David Goodstein, Fractional CFO, who has been serving small business owners for nearly 7 years. And he is happily married for 36 years.
We got married when we was 12.
Yes. And he has 3 awesome children as well. Are your children of marrying age yet?
They all are, and I even have one visiting this week. They came in on Saturday, so.
Oh, good for you. Awesome.
Congratulations
Welcome.
on 36 years of marriage.
Yeah.
Right.
Marathon, right?
That alone,
It is,
yes.
yeah.
There's not that many people that can do marathons, so yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, put the medal around his neck.
Yeah. All right. So, and to my right, Miss Madeline Costa, for the two of you who may not know her in this town, let me introduce her. She is the CEO of Succeeding Small, a marketing agency that serves small businesses. She provides digital marketing and SEO services. So welcome back.
And has been my person since I began business.
Yes.
Yes.
An honor.
Yes. Yes. Do you want to do this side?
Sure.
All right.
Rafael De La Vega.
Right? You want the full name?
Yeah.
Rafael Antonio Enrique de la Vega Sanchez de Lozada.
Woo!
Wow.
There you go.
Look at you. Okay, since no one can say that, you can leave it.
Yeah.
Rafael De La Vega, with all the rest of these says, he is
Yeah.
CEO of Salt Athlete
Athletic.
I knew that. I was testing to see if you were listening. Yeah, Salt Athletic. It uses technology to remove the smell of stinky soccer shoes. Are
Right?
you serious?
Absolutely.
Yes. It works.
It works great.
We got all the switchbacks using it at this point.
Are they?
Yes.
Done well, yes.
Amazing.
I can't wait to get into this story.
Yes.
Oh, but Rafael has participated in many accelerators, which is why he's sitting beside Luke Doster.
Yes.
Right.
Luke's got your back.
Luke is,
Yeah.
one of Luke's current roles is program manager for the Venture Attractor, an accelerator that attracts companies from 0 to 1 million in revenue. Boy, that's broad. There's a lot of us.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of us hanging around the 0 stage, right?
Well, we help get you past that, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Bam! I just love these young people,
Yes.
right? It's incredible, and you.
That's why I brought
Yes,
them. They're our future.
they are our future.
Oh, let's take over. I'm having
Yeah,
too much
I
fun.
So David, since you're the panel host, we're gonna start with you. So tell us a little about you, like where'd you grow up? How are you who you are today, sir?
Well, we kind of started with a little bit of a family, so it all kind of, I feel like I've launched 3 amazing children into the world, so I'm most proud of that. My daughter's visiting anesthesiologist, so that's a residency.
Ah,
And then my son's a chemical engineer working up at Monument, and then my baby, who is 28, lives in the UK and is a marketing executive in the UK. So
my grandson just graduated from mines in chemical engineering this year,
Yeah.
which means I'm older than you. I win. I win the whole parade in this
Oh my
joint.
gosh.
Right, I'm just saying.
I grew up in a place we never, Mercer Island, Washington. It was right next to Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my parents moved from the East Coast and couldn't take it anymore, and my dad went along for Boeing. My mom grew up in Germany, actually escaped the war, Nazi Germany when she was 16.
Did you
So we ended up in, the classic, took the boat to Staten Island, and all by herself. And thankfully, that's why I'm here today.
Yes.
Met my dad at summer camp in New York. All the kids go to summer camp in New York, and that's how they met. And here I am today.
Aw, that's so
So,
cool. Are they
quite
still
a
together?
history behind. But they both passed away a few years ago. But quite a
I've heard of
history.
Goldstein, but I never heard of Goodstein.
Yeah,
Where does that originate?
probably from Eastern Europe is my guess.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of her heritage.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
So
You
there's
must
a lot.
you must be in finance. You
Yes.
seem so serious. He's got that serious finance face going on, right?
I think I had a lot of fun, don't I?
Yes, he makes finance fun.
Yes, he makes finance
He makes
fun.
finance fun.
Yes.
I knew There's
clearly
some
missed my,
relationship.
you clearly missed my rap at 1 million.
Did you rap your 1 million cups? I totally
Yeah.
missed that.
Yeah,
We'll
do
see
it
the
for us.
full
Yeah, do it.
Well, I'll kind of give you my name is Dave, and I'm not your typical finance guy. Growing sales and profits, that's what makes me high. When I see people spend irresponsibly, I just want to cry. Now work with me, and together we can fly.
I love it. Oh my gosh, Madeline, how are you gonna top that?
Oh my gosh, well, I'm not gonna see that. No, I love David, and I can speak for him personally. I'm one of his clients, and he makes finance just relatable, human, being able to make it a true relationship with money, with your numbers. So David's really amazing and a great friend too. So I have nothing but good things to say about him.
Yeah, well, I got even better things to say about you. It's not personal. It's not personal. I've just known her long. So, you've been one of the youngest entrepreneurs in our community for years. I mean, came out of college at 20, because you're brilliant, right? You write incredibly well. The things that you do, you seem like you found your space early on, which is so odd in this thing we call entrepreneurship.
Yes.
How did that happen?
Oh man, well that is I am so grateful for being able to find what I love so soon. And I really credit that to just being able to being open to different possibilities. And I am a very ambitious person. So being able to see an open door in front of me and go through it, whether it works out or not. And so I credit that a lot to my business growth and to be able to find what I love to do, which is marketing, which is entrepreneurship, which is community and serving other people. So I'm so grateful for.
But there was some background too. There's a backdrop and some backstory to why entrepreneurship became important to you. You didn't just drop out of the womb and say, "Oh man, let me just start a business."
Yeah.
Well, I dropped right into a family of small business owners. So almost every person in my family has a business. So I grew up in that world where that was just the thing you did. You didn't go get a 9-to-5, you started a business.
Yeah.
And so I grew up sitting at the dinner table with my family, solving business problems, coming up with marketing strategies, coming up with new ideas to reach new people. So that was my life. And so I was just joking about not enjoying sports with my employees and talked about a story where my brother played sports, and instead of me playing sports, I literally made all these little pieces of beaded jewelry and these beaded keychains and was selling them at his sports games.
Nice.
At 8 years old, that was my idea of fun.
Yes.
Was starting businesses. So I started my first business at 16. I started a clothing boutique where I sold women's clothes, so built my own website, sat at trade shows and craft fairs every weekend. And then in college, got my degree in English in something called rhetoric, which is the study of arguments and persuasion.
And your husband tells me you were good at it.
Oh God, stop it.
Why are they about to pick fights with me? Oh my gosh. So that led me to how can I bring these two worlds together? My love for business and my love for writing, and be able to position myself as a business to persuade customers to purchase from me. That's what rhetoric is. That's what communication is. And so that's really what led me down this path. Got an internship where I fell in love with SEO and digital marketing and started my business and haven't looked back.
Yeah, that is such a wonderful story.
Very
isn't it?
inspiring.
Yeah, I was gonna say one of my favorite things about Madeline, besides being a delightful person, is I find Madeline a continuous learner. So as we kind of got involved in the finance stuff, she would go to conferences and bring back things. Dave, you need to be tracking this. Oh yes.
Yes,
Marketing
ma'am.
agency. This is how you track marketing agencies, and so I just take the input and we're tracking it.
Yes.
So,
But there went the rhetoric.
Yeah.
But I appreciate just the continuous learning aspect of things.
Yeah. And that self-made, I'll give a shout out to your parents, right? Because giving you a distinct advantage by showing you the entrepreneurial path right off the beginning. And not only that, having you, because you got a great forward-looking mug.
Yes.
You know, it's kind of easy to put that out in front of people, right? Yeah, from someone that struggles.
Can't struggle that way.
Oh my, we're so glad to have you. Hey, you picked some great panels.
Yes,
I got
thank
to tell you, you rock. We haven't even gotten
On
to
the dream team.
Right, they are the dream team. Rafael, I can tell you got a great personality.
Yes.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Bolivia. So born and raised in La Paz, Bolivia, at around 13,000 feet above sea level. So yes, and made our way to the United States in when I was about 9, and have been enjoying the American dream ever since.
Yeah, what brought you here? Did your parents just move to the States?
So it was a mixture between politics and religion. My dad was a pastor back home in Bolivia.
Was he really?
Yes.
Oh my.
And he started working with the ministry in Oklahoma. And the other side of my family was involved in politics. And there was a regime change, and so for health reasons, we had to get out of there.
Mm. So religion and politics, which means you guys never talk to one another.
We talk all the time.
Deep
conversation.
Yeah.
Dinner table
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your journey. How did you end up doing what? I mean, I know soccer is incredibly popular where you're
That's
from.
right.
I mean,
I'm sure you played well, right?
yeah.
So actually, I started playing once I got here.
Oh, really?
Back home in Bolivia, I used to be a big Michael Jordan fan.
Oh!
Okay.
So I like
basketball.
Yes. And nobody liked it there. And then I come here, and everybody likes basketball, football, and I thought, you know what, that's not countercultural enough. Let's do soccer. And so I started playing, and I got into it a little bit late, when the other kids had already gotten and been training for years. But I just thought, you know what, if I train hard enough and I work hard enough at this, I bet you I could catch up. And so that was soccer, and that process was the foundation of learning that if you really even if you start with a disadvantage, if you really decide you're gonna go for it, and I would be out there in the snow, in the rain, training, and got to the point where I was playing with the competitive travel kids. So
Wow, very cool.
Look at you with your bad self.
My two older daughters, they love soccer, so I respect the sport. It's a lot of work.
I respect the ethic.
Yeah.
That's what I respect, because
Hours.
that's, oh my word, how does that speak into community? That type of dedication, where does that breed from? That type, where you just see something and say, you know, I'm gonna put in whatever it takes to do it.
I think it has to do, if you've ever tasted failure.
No, none of us.
Right? So there's an element of that you're just like, I don't want to taste that again. That tastes like a mouthful of ashes.
Not good.
Let's go for this. And you know that leaving that path, that's what it tastes like. Even though you might feel a little bit of I don't know, like a temporary comfort in saying, oh, I'm done, this is too hard, this is too painful. So I think, at least in my experience, that's been a lot. It's like, I said I was gonna do this, I've quit enough times, let's just go for this and see it through until we make it to where we've projected ourselves to be. So.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
28? Yeah. You remember 28?
I do.
That was just last year. What are you talking about?
28.
I had just had my second daughter at 28.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would make it memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had my first DUI.
Oh, you did not.
Just joking.
He's joking. He said
Moving on.
Oh my gosh. This is live recording.
Oh my, no, I've never had a DUI, but Luke, man, I met you were.
He just stirs stuff, random stuff up.
Right.
Live TV is a risky business. They'll put a 30-second delay on it.
Right? Yeah.
Not for us.
We don't get
We
delays.
just
We are
jump
raw and
right
authentic.
Authenticity.
Yes.
One way.
in. Yes, it is. Yeah, you're incredible. Let me just start off.
You really
with that.
are.
You really are.
You light up the room big time.
You do.
You know, my name actually means bringer of light. That's
It
like-
does.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you have a whole gospel named after you.
Not after me. Not after me. I'm named after me.
That's true. You're only, what, 26?
25.
25. I know I was close. Yeah. Tell us. Give us.
Yeah, just baby.
Yeah. How old are you now, man? 28. Oh, my. Seemed like this yesterday you were 21.
Yeah. She's like, don't remind me, you know.
Okay, I'm sorry. 20 is so old.
That's really fun.
Yes.
No, you don't, because you don't know what old feels like. You just think you feel old, right?
Yes, that's fair.
Is that fair? Tell us a little bit about the Doster.
I mean, that's an open-ended question.
Yes.
I'm from Indiana originally, so came out here because, you know, why wouldn't I want to be in Indiana? So we're out in Colorado now, we can look at some mountains, and I always loved business and entrepreneurship, and so I knew business was kind of a vehicle to literally any industry, any passion I could possibly have in my life, no matter what I ended up becoming passionate about. If I had knowledge of business, I could make it happen. So
How'd you know that?
I don't know.
Really? Did you grow up in a family? Like,
Yeah, so my family had businesses. My mom's side had a construction company, and my dad's side had a grocery store chain that they operated. So I knew it, but my grandpa on both sides had already exited the businesses long before I was around. So I didn't really see them doing much of that, but I think it was kind of always just instilled in me in the atmosphere that business was just a tool that you could use to be successful in whatever you wanted to do. And so,
did you come out of school here?
yeah, so I went to UCCS marketing.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
okay.
you got your marketing degree?
Yeah, but Madeline is the expert, so
Yeah.
please defer all marketing questions her direction.
So did marketing not resonate with you, or?
So marketing, I kind of went down that same path where I was like, business, yes, you can apply it in any aspect of the life. And I was like, marketing even more so, right? Any company or any business needs a marketing agency of some sort, needs marketing of some sort. And so I took that, and then I realized, you know, I like more of the operations and the supply chain sort of side of things. So that's kind of where my career has gone, but I think a marketing background can hurt
Did you
me.
like get recruited at UCCS to get into this space of accelerators and those things, Dan?
Yeah, so I had a startup I was working on when I was a student, and
Oh.
obviously it didn't pan out. Tasted failure and ashes in my mouth with that. But so that was rough. But I was in the entrepreneurship programs at the university, so I met all my current bosses there. They were my mentors. I was TAing for entrepreneurship classes, and so I interned for the program I now manage. And so I was kind of a shoo-in when they were looking for somebody to come on board and start running this. Because I'd been in them all as a student, and I'd been part of building them all. So they were like, "Why not continue the train?"
So Luke, who's been your number one mentor here in Colorado Springs so far?
You're welcome.
Frank's better with being encouraged. Frank is But I would say probably Dr. Tom Denning would be my number one. I've spent a lot of time with him. I was TAing for his classes. He was my mentor in the garage. He's my current boss on the day-to-day. He's actually retiring.
You introduced him to me.
on Wednesday. Did
What
you
a
guys?
risk. Remember when you went there that night to UCCS?
Oh,
For that
yes,
event?
that's right.
Yeah.
So that was fun. And he's actually retiring on Wednesday.
Oh, really?
So I have a new boss coming in and stuff, but I would say
Good luck.
he's been my main mentor. I don't know how, I think the new guy, Larry Plummer, he's fantastic, so I'm really
Okay,
excited
okay.
for that change, but, you know, I've never had
Are you gonna pursue graduate work?
I hate school.
Oh,
I hate formal education, which is ironic working at a university.
Yes,
Like,
and there you
That is
are.
ironic.
they say I should get my master's, but I have nightmares about finals, and like, I'll wake up sweating, like, I didn't study for calculus, and I'm like, oh wait, that's like 8 years.
Yeah, you're okay.
So,
If anybody from UCCS just heard that, he's joking.
it was obvious.
No, he's not. And it's okay, because he found his space, man. You roll in your space.
Yeah, you do.
You really do. Most people in this city know, at least that are connected to accelerators and that type of work, know who you are.
That's unfortunate.
Right?
No.
And my son goes back to UNC Greeley to do an entrepreneurial class every year, because this is his 18th year in business.
Wow.
Yeah. He's been on Inc. 5000's list of fastest growing privately owned business in America 3 times. Yeah. So yeah, my kids do, bragging about your kids. All 3 of my kids are C-suite executives in business as well, and do wonderful work around the world. So yeah, it is cool. Yeah, in spite of me, they
That's
roll.
why I don't have kids, so that I don't have to try to compete, you know?
Yes.
If I don't have kids, I can't lose the competition.
Yes.
You're so funny. I have Lisa school you a little bit. You be going out next in a month or so saying, guess what, Frank, we're expecting.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, boy.
Have coffee with this guy.
Surprise.
Yeah, I'm busy that day, so.
Yeah. I don't just talk about
David, thank you for being our host today. Right, you really did bring in a great group of humans. Lots of energy in the room.
Yes.
You know, it's happening. So you've been in business. I got to meet you early on.
Yep, right.
When you
You're
came
the
to
first
town.
person literally I met when I moved here.
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Was that cool? Yeah. I met him at Power Connect.
Yeah.
Okay, right on.
Yeah, he and his
Medicare Monica.
Yeah.
That's her, my wife.
Yeah.
That's her street.
Medicare
That's her street name.
That's her street name.
That's her street name. If you see her on the street. If you need a little Medicare, just hook her up.
Oh my God. She can hook you up with the Medicare.
I'm laughing hard, but I'm making a jacket. Well, tell us something, you know, and I think one of the great things about this show is that because we all, entrepreneurship is no joke.
Yeah.
This is hard stuff, right? More drop out than stay in, by far. So what's something you've overcome in the last year, and how have you done that?
Boy, I think the first year when I came here, I had really no network and no involvement in the community. And I feel like the last year, I really feel like I'm more instilled into the community. I'm volunteering 1 Million Cups, doing the mentoring for the accelerator program. So I think that's kind of was the challenge. Like I came here not knowing anybody. So now kind of this last year, just kind of overcoming the lack of connection. And now I feel like when I go places, hey, I know people.
I mean,
This
I'll
feels really
say this.
rewarding.
I've seen you grow because I remember Power Connectors at the beginning, and you were a little quiet, a little, just kind of blending into the crowd, not like inserting yourself yet in conversation. And now you are just all over that. I mean, everyone knows you. They're talking. They're collaborating with you, and it's incredible that you are a collaborator because you get that piece.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, and she's right, and I think, let's be clear, for what you do, your personality type fits it perfectly.
Yeah,
I couldn't
absolutely.
imagine you being like me, doing what you do.
Right.
Because you're being like, right? It just, that wouldn't be a fit. You're made for this space.
Correct.
Right?
No, I just feel like, a lot of us at the older folks have this corporate America story, and it was just not fulfilling.
Right.
And I kind of attribute it to just not feeling like I was adding value. Like, how am I impacting? I mean, definitely working with people, helping them out, but how am I really to the bottom line, so to speak, adding value? And that was in the light bulb about 8 years ago, popped on. And you can't recreate yourself when you're mid-50s, which is the other lesson, right?
Absolutely.
And so I think I want to work with small founders and really try to work with them directly and have an impact and hopefully improve kind of the passion. And then I think the spirit of bringing this group here was about entrepreneurship, and Colorado Springs is really trying to grow the small business sector here, and it's about community. Everyone here is involved in the community, and I just thought it would be a good theme for today.
Absolutely.
You know, a young lady, you wrote something.
She writes a
And
lot. Which one?
No, she knows what I'm talking about. It was powerful. I mean, you know exactly the piece I'm talking about.
I do, you're gonna make me talk about it.
It's French.
Now, this is the reality of business stuff. You know, we put on these faces and everybody's forward looking, everybody thinks everyone is just killing it all the time and stuff. This is not reality in business. We're subject to lots of changes and things that we have absolutely zero control over, right? You know, in 2015, COVID was not my 5-year plan.
Right.
Yeah, that would have been good, all right? So, are you comfortable saying something?
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
No, so the post that you're talking about, and correct me if I'm wrong, was really reflecting on the true unspoken struggles of owning a business and how we do put on these faces of confidence, and from the outside in, people are happy, they're successful. At the time that I'm talking about, my business was winning awards left and right. Like on the outside, everything was fine and perfect. So what was going on the inside, however, is that my business was not making any money at all. And that every dollar that was coming in, I was going straight out to pay my expenses, primarily my employees and all of the things that we had going on. So much so that I had not taken a paycheck in a year. And it was like every dollar that was coming back to me, I was just pouring back into my business because that mattered. You know, I was willing to sacrifice for my company. I loved it so much. I loved my people. I loved my clients. So up until that point, running a business, like entrepreneurship equals sacrifice for a lot of what you're doing. And that's so worth it when you have this cause that you're so passionate about. But I think that's an unhealthy thing that we get taught, is that entrepreneurship has to equal sacrifice all the time, because at some point it's not worth it. And that breaking point for me came with my 2-year-old daughter that I could not buy Christmas presents for because I literally hadn't been paid in a year. And so if I started this business to do all the things I wanted to do, to serve my community, to grow small businesses, but I also started it for me. And to be able to give me a life that I wanted, to be able to give my family the life that I think that they so deserve. And so I can't do the simple things like buying my kid a Christmas present. And what am I doing? Why have I sacrificed so much for so long if this is my reality? This is just dumb. I was so mad at that point because I had poured everything into my company. And it had worked from the outside perspective, but it wasn't working for me. So I took a serious commitment. It took me an entire year to figure out what was going on with my company. Unturned every single stone to figure out what was going on because I was not ready to give up. I was not ready to give up on my dream, on succeeding small, on what I had still loved so much in my heart. So kept going. We were able to turn the 26 cents that was in my bank account and double my net profit that next year from all of the hard work that I was able to do. So I'm so proud of that, of what we were able to accomplish. And it taught me several things. One, entrepreneurship does not have to equal sacrifice. And two, being able to have these authentic conversations with people and be able to tell people, open up that door and tell people what's really going on, because I found so much support. So many stories of people who literally go through the same thing, but we never talk about it.
It became a Me Too moment in community.
Well, several people came up to me and told me their stories after I made that post of that they had been giving up their paychecks for their employees and they're just waiting for that point, and just to be able to have this sense of community come together that we're all going through this.
Yes.
We're all going through something, and if we can just do it together,
Yes.
and we don't have to be so alone and learn from one another, it's gonna be much better for us.
So I'm curious, what was it that helped you begin accelerating up and up on the income level? Was there some pivotal thing you missed that we all need to know about? Like, what was it?
First was sheer stubbornness and like the deepest anger I've ever felt. Like, I am stuck. This is not my reality. I'm not going to taste this failure. I'm not going to let this define my life and define my business. So help me. So it was really that no nonsense mindset, and that's really what I set out to do. So I took that no nonsense mindset and said, I am going to be a profitable business. I'm going to learn and teach myself the skills in order to be the person who I need to be to have a successful business. I'm going to make the hard decisions and make the decisions that are in the best interest of my company and my family versus the best interest of people and emotions. It's really hard for me. So I had to make some hard calls. I had to fire people. I had to raise my prices. I had to cut expenses. I had to analyze my finances. Literally, there was nothing that went untouched in my company. It was intense.
Good for you, Madeline.
Thank you.
Congratulations on
Yes.
that. You know, if we could walk away with a lesson, these are the lessons
Yes.
that business gives us. This is reality,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
And of what it is, instead of trying to always look the part. You know, people look at Lisa and I and they think, you know, you guys must be making millions of dollars a year, right?
Not yet.
No, we're not. Right? We live good lives, but we're not making $1 million a year, and et cetera. So, thank you for having the vulnerability and the transparency to be able to say that. If we don't take away anything else from today in this session that we have together, that is going to be powerful, and people are going to be looking at this show over and over again. Oh, yeah, me too.
It resonates.
It does resonate. Yeah, thank you. That's so incredible. You're amazing. Yeah. What's been a struggle for you, buddy?
Oh, very similar things to that. You know, grinding for a long time. I think for me, seeing a post like that to say, oh, turns out I'm right where I need to be. Because sometimes when you're doing your best, working in, day out, and you're not seeing the results, you think it's just you because you're on Instagram watching people that are on Lamborghinis and stuff.
Right.
What is wrong with me? What did I get wrong?
Yeah.
And I think my initial struggle here, when I started building the company, when I was here, and I was very disconnected from the whole community. And I struggled for years, making very slow progress, thinking, like, I'm not good enough to go out and get a mentor just yet. I don't have enough value to bring to the table. So, and I wish somebody would have told me, kid, you're exactly where you need to be, and let's supercharge the success quickly. So I connected with Dr. Tom Dunning, right, when we were getting ready to launch the business. And I was about ready to quit at that point. So I said, let me talk to somebody. Let me reach out for help. I reach out to him, and he says, well, we got this program that's in the sports industry. Why don't you join? And we jumped in that program. We finally launched our business after we have excellent timing. So we built out our supply chain in 2021 when everything went down.
Yeah.
We started marketing on e-commerce right after the iOS updates when all the ad costs went down the drain, and we set out to raise money right when venture capital crashed. So our timing is impeccable. But during that time, we connected with people like Tom Dunning, John Rossi, who was another mentor in that program that Luke runs, Jim Waldrop, and these are all people that came around and helped right when we needed it. So I'll always say this, I will never be able to claim I'm a self-made success, because I'm a community-made success through and through, 100%.
Nobody claims that, and not in reality.
True.
Right? All right. If you do that, then probably, you know, you're not have enough self-awareness to even realize what's happening in your life. There's no self-made humans. Yeah, we weren't designed to be that way. We're designed to build in community. There has to be something of value that you're offering to humanity for it to be worth putting out there, right? So, gosh, how arrogant of a person to think that they're doing this all on their own.
And some people think that, and you're like, what's wrong with me?
I know. Yeah, no, what's wrong with them?
Yeah.
You need to flip that script, brother. I mean, there's nothing wrong with you.
But those people will hit the brick wall eventually.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
That
And they
reality
have no
check.
one to reach out to.
Right,
Yeah. You hear that? Awesome. Good luck.
yeah.
Especially in a relational business culture
Right.
that we have in Colorado Springs. If you think that's you, and a lot of people come here. Listen, I'm not coming down on people that have transactional mindsets because they oftentimes come from big cities, and my kids flourish in a transactional community in Denver.
Yeah, they
They
love that.
flourish, and they love that. One's not right, the other one's not wrong, they're just simply different. You know, so pick your poison, right? Where do you want to operate, and how do you want to operate in the business culture? That's the question for all of us. And if you want to operate in this culture, you're going to have to, people don't care what you know, they care about who you know. And there's nothing wrong with that.
And I've learned in this culture specifically, a little humility goes a long way.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
So,
Yes, it does. Yeah. And humility is not thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less. There's a big difference there, right?
Yes.
Yeah. There's a big
Say that
difference.
again.
Yeah, humility is not thinking less of yourself, it's simply thinking of yourself less.
I like that.
That's really good, Frank.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I think that other quote you just said still resonated with me. I was built by community. That's stuck. Like in gymnastics, you landed. You know, it was a good land. That was really good. I never thought of it that way.
Built by community.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good book. So Luke, you don't have the problems all of us have. When we're gonna get a paycheck.
Yeah.
That is the best part of my job, for sure. I'm an entrepreneur with a cushy benefit package.
So Luke, do you have a dream of being, you just said you're an entrepreneur, so what is your dream?
Well, so right now, my main project is the Venture Attractor, so building up the Venture Attractor within the university. So that's kind of my startup, if you will, when people ask me what I've been working on. And again, since I'm at a university, I do have some nice benefits that come along with that, so it takes a lot of that pressure off of me in building it. But I also think there is the downside of that, because I don't have as much of a drive to push me to continue building it, right? Like, I have to motivate myself and the people around me and our team. We have to kind of keep the motivation going in a giant university system with a bunch of red tape that's constantly trying to slow us down and making things more difficult. And so it's a different set of problems than a lot of traditional entrepreneurship. I think it's probably better problems than not being able to buy presents for your kids.
Yeah.
But I don't have kids, so I don't have that problem.
We can solve that problem. If she ever comes to that space again, she'll just call you, and you buy presents for her.
Uncle Luke.
Oh, I already got nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
I hand them back in one budget.
Wasn't one more.
Yeah.
Right. So the university system definitely changes things, but I think it's fun because I have this opportunity to kind of instill some of these entrepreneurial ways of thinking in students who are super ingrained with the traditional formal education way of thinking. And so it's kind of fun to sit them down and just blow their mind. It's like, wait, I don't have to study and answer a multiple choice question to register my business? And I'm like, no, you don't at all.
Yeah.
And so it's like a really cool sort of interaction I get to have with young community members and even older entrepreneurs. Like, the program isn't specifically for younger people. It's for anybody who's a young entrepreneur in the entrepreneurial journey, not necessarily based on age. So it's fun just getting to introduce new ways of thinking to people who may not have ever even knew that was a possibility.
You know, the irony is not lost on me We have a guy working at a university that doesn't like school.
Right.
My family does not stop laughing. I remember I told my mom I was gonna drop out senior year so that I could say I never got a college degree, and she never let me forget it.
It's kind of like me being part of the Mayor Civic Leaders Fellowship. This year, I hate politics. And my husband, every time I leave to go to a meeting, he's like, "What are you doing again?" I'm like, "It's gonna be fun. I got this."
I think we need more people like you in politics.
Actually,
I
yeah.
don't wanna be
Politics, yeah.
I don't want to be there at the best point.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna go back around, you know. Oh, this is so much fun.
Yes.
This is great.
Time
Thank you
Yeah.
guys for having us.
Yeah, thank you for being here. You know that our whole show is about infusing hope and encouragement into our community and the world. That's what Lisa and I live for. Is at the end of the day, we want to do that. So we're tasking you, Luke, right now, looking in our camera and saying something hopeful and encouraging to our audience, and then give them a way that they can reach out to you.
All right. Well, I'll keep it short. If nothing goes right, go left. That's my best piece of advice I can say is that when you hit the wall, all you gotta do is turn around and walk another direction.
That's right.
It's easy to stop, it's easy to sit down and think, oh my word, I don't know what to do. Just go on Google, ChatGPT, what should I do next? And you'll get a list of 50 items. There you go. But if you want to chat, reach out to me at ldoster, D-O-S-T-E-R, @uccs.edu, and I'll help you figure out what direction to walk next. I'll help you go through those challenges and things like that. That's the best part of entrepreneurship, is hitting that wall and saying, wait, there's a little gap over there I can crawl through, and then figuring out how to get through.
We would be remiss if we didn't ask, right, Frank? Because people come to us all the time for matchmaking. Are you single?
Depends who's asking.
Oh, okay,
Lisa's
ladies.
asking.
No, I'm not.
Lisa's married.
He knows. I got you, Lou.
I'm an expert on dating shows, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, love is.
He is.
Tell me which one you want to be in. Love is blind.
You're dating right now, though, aren't you?
Yeah, you're
Like in the pool?
Aren't you dating?
in the pool.
Oh, you have a girlfriend?
No.
You're
Yeah,
available.
No.
He's available.
Yes, he's available, ladies.
I'm just
I
saying.
held Doster.
Luke Doster. He's brilliant too.
Yes.
In space, yes. So
Oh man.
awesome. You know, it was so funny because I went to Doherty High School and did a session with their seniors, right, on mental health stuff. And the guy that ran the program saw me do a video with a young lady pushing her business or lack of business because she was looking for a job,
Yeah.
right? And then he texts me and says, "Could you introduce her to me?"
That's how it works
Yeah.
with us.
Yeah. One day we'll get paid for that.
Yeah, we will.
Right.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
I'll get you a finder's fee. You guys
Matchmaking with frankandlisa.com.
That'd be fun if you have a 4-person studio.
Right? Oh my God. Hey, take note of that, Joshua.
Saturday night night show.
Yeah. Are you writing this down, Josh?
All over it.
The mood, the candles. You know. Let's
So
move
you
on.
started that
I
one.
know.
That was all you.
Raphael, are you single?
I am single and tired of mingling.
Oh! See, that was me. I was not available to single.
Single and no mingle. But look at our camera and tell our people something hopeful and encouraging.
Absolutely.
Not how to date.
I would.
Yeah, you don't want that advice.
You don't want
You
that.
don't want that advice.
I would say this: if you are on the journey to accomplish great things, your existence is already valid. Don't go out to try and validate yourself. You're already valid as you are. That would be my word.
That's incredible.
I love that.
Absolutely.
I see it all the time with entrepreneurs that,
With people in general.
or people in general,
Yeah.
they go for accomplishment to see like, I'm gonna validate myself and I'm gonna show all the people, that was me,
Yep.
right? I'm gonna show all these people that doubted me and thought less of me. And then at some point I thought, you know what? I'm living in response to my trauma. How about we just deal with that and then live towards a purpose? How about that?
How about that?
How about that?
How
That was
That's
a
my,
fun
that's
one.
my encouragement.
Take that, Luke.
Yes. Yeah, Luke.
Give me a minute, I'll think of another quote.
Luke's gonna be later in comments, giving all the encouragement.
I'll be back.
If it doesn't go right, go left.
Yes.
Just solid
Unless
advice.
it's a one-way. You're stuck.
I love that. How do they reach you, Rafael?
You can reach me at Rafael, Rafael, at saltathletic.com. I'd be happy to talk to you.
Right on. Thank you, my friend. That's some great.
We didn't even get to talk about the stinky shoe concept. I'm really curious about the story. I'm gonna have coffee with you.
Absolutely.
Do your feet stink, Frank?
Does yours?
Because no, mine are great. You wanna smell them? There's no shame in my foot game, but a lot of men.
I'm not-
I'm getting ready to change seats
Yeah.
with you, brother.
Yes.
Girls putting their feet up at my face.
There's a reason why women do pedicures. Most men don't. They have
The reason
issues.
that men don't go, you want to smell it?
Yeah, exactly.
It smells like strawberry.
Smells like socks.
Go to his website and find out about sticky feet. All right,
Please.
so.
Madeline, if you can please encourage the world and tell us how we can contact you.
I have to collect myself.
Yes.
Stinky feet. Oh man, that's why I love this show. I love you too. Never dull. I think my piece of advice is that you have everything within you to succeed. Being able to know what you want, being able to have a vision of that success, whatever that looks like to you, is one of the strongest pulls towards getting that life that you want. And it's already there. It's there waiting for you. You are here with everything that you need to become. Don't fall into discouragement, feeling like you're a failure or that you can't make it, because you can. You have everything in you to succeed.
Woo. And how do they reach you as Exceeding Small?
You can reach me at Madeline, Madeline, at succeedingsmall.co.
And they reach out to Madeline for all your marketing needs, and they got a great team, and she's incredible in the space that she's in. I would say the same about you. My feet don't stink. That's my
I'm
wife.
gonna ask Michelle.
And I don't play soccer.
You
Well,
don't have
maybe
to
the
play
athlete in your
soccer.
life, maybe your grandson does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him yesterday. His feet does stink. We'll be reaching out to you, Rafael. David.
So I'll take a little bit of direction. Founders wanting to sleep financially sound at night. That's kind of what I'm about. But I want to kind of introduce this movement that's happening. You kind of brought it called fractional executives. So I talk, when I work with founders, business owners, there's this saying of being are you working in the business or on the business? So at some point in that journey, and not at the zero, probably closer, to north, heading towards the million, is what things can the founders let go of? Because there's all these fractional executives out there in the community across the country. It's just exploded over the last 2 years. There's thousands of them. All these folks that have worked a long time, they now want to go back into the workforce and help small business because they've had all this experience. They can go to a company and just start running pretty much and become part of the team, extended part of the team. So there's lots of resources in the community to help. It's small, SBDC, we have accelerators, but at some point you actually need, I'll call it paid help, so to speak. And it could be finance, it could be IT, it could be sales, human resources. It's all out there.
Coaching.
Yeah, coaching. Yeah, exactly. So it's all out there. At some point, you want to get.
We're reading amazing leadership books.
Quick
Yeah.
plug.
So I just kind of want to introduce to the community this concept of fractional, or these fractional professionals. They're different than consultants. Consultants, very short term, kind of a project. Fractionals are part of the team.
Absolutely.
So,
If I can also vouch for you again, David, because I love you. A big part of my scaling journey was to surround people with different skill sets than me.
Mm-hmm.
I know out of my stubbornness that I can learn anything I want, I can do anything that I want, but it comes down to what is my time best spent on, and being able to truly find myself in places where I thrive and not in places where I struggle, even though I could do it if I really wanted to. But again, being able to surround yourself with those extra layers, so really finding truth in who you are, what you're good at, and then being able to surround yourself with people who are your opposites. I think that is a really great key to success and scaling as an entrepreneur. So I'm so grateful for you. I've got you as my CFO, and I've got a fractional operations person as well. So being able to find those different aspects and not having to hire a full-time employee, not having to pay health insurance, like you are hiring experts. This is their business. I'm the client. And so it's become a really incredible relationship and has allowed me to get back to the things that I love and help take my business past my blinders.
Past the blinders. That's so good. That's why we have a whole production team. We cannot do that. We do this all day.
And they do that very well.
Yes.
You know, so yeah, fractional is a space whose time has come, without a doubt. And David Goodstein is one of the best in the business from a financial point of view for fractional work. So you should really reach out to him. How do they reach out?
well, Madeline's company built my website.
Oh, no.
www.dgoodcfo.com.
D good.
That's my street name.
Yeah.
dgoodcfo.
D-good.
There you go. And I'll add one more thing to what you said, Madeline, before we wrap up here today. Most of the time, when you're not able to reach out, you are operating from your place of insecurity.
Right.
That's humanity. It's just what we do as humans. We're trying to prove something. Insecurity is what's the driver behind trying to prove stuff, right? We're incredibly insecure. So when you come to a place of being secure in who you are, some of those blinders fall off. And you begin to see yourself for who you really are, self-awareness, self-regulation, all of the EQ work that needs to be done for a human to show up the very best that they can, right? So that's what makes a good business owner, one who is operating in a space that they're seeing themselves rightly.
Mic drop.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So we hope that you do. We're so glad to have them.
I know it.
Oh,
And we're so glad to have you, Frank, too. I must say.
Thank you. Thank you.
You get me so hippy-dippy excited for you to talk like that. I'm like, yes.
You're having too much fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
Golden wisdom from
Yeah.
Sinclair.
Yeah. You know, before we wrap up, I want to spotlight our sponsors once more. It's very, very important that we do. Who are they?
Yes. He asked me that as I don't have my page
Go by
ready.
the other page.
Okay. Okay, so Joshua gave us a new script, everyone.
I know. This is why we have awesome humans,
yes,
right?
this is why they're here. So more and more people are seeing benefits, and if it were not for our sponsors, we would be remiss if we did not outline them. So Westco Insurance, Miss Karen Butcher, she loves helping people save money and get the best service ever. Be sure to contact her through our website at beencouraged.net. And Kawata Consulting,
Bam.
they help you unlock your potential, transform your presence in business with coaching and digital marketing solutions for lasting impact. So contact them at kawataconsulting.com. And our buddy, Brandon Kirk, with Planet Duct, him and his team offer astronomical air duct cleaning with the most powerful vacuum trucks in Colorado. What's his saying?
Right. Something
Space
better than
jumps.
space.
I know it. Stronger than the vacuum of space.
Yes, stronger than the
Stronger
vacuum of
than the
space.
vacuum of
We need to add that, Joshua.
I built their website
Shout
too
out.
and wrote all of their copy.
Yes.
I remember that, yeah.
I remember when he first came up with it, networking, we all were like, yeah.
No, I wasn't, I was rolling in the bag on the floor, but when I got up, I got on board.
Yes.
Right?
Hey, it worked.
It does work. You know, more and more people are seeing the benefits of sponsorship with us. We're now up to 21 sponsors within only 12 months. Visit us at beencouraged.net to become a sponsor and get your business name out there to our growing audience, which has the potential reach of 45,000 a week and growing. Our platinum sponsor has seen an aggressive 900% growth in their business in just 7 months. We get your business in front of humans. We've got exciting news for them, Lisa, before we close. I'm so excited.
I am too.
You was excited?
I am
There
so
you go.
excited.
Take that drum roll, Gary. Next week, we'll be hosting our podcast from my new studio at Co-Harbor Co-Working Podcast Studio. Stay tuned for more benefits that come from getting membership at Co-Harbor Co-Working, who is our, what sponsor?
Studio sponsor.
Studio sponsor.
Yes.
We get to be in a real
Studio.
studio. Like,
It is
sound
so awesome.
The equipment's off the charts. I mean, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about that. Yes.
That's gonna be awesome.
It is gonna be awesome. Yeah, and
So be sure to like and follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn, and please join us on our journey to extend hope and encouragement and help people realize their potential through networking, collaboration, and community involvement. And remember, if you want to join us internationally, go to our website and select international via Instagram to join us live from anywhere in the world.
we have had 9 countries on
Yes.
Instagram so far.
So
and
exciting.
we are reaching out around the world with the message of hope and encouragement, because it's a message that resonates in humanity regardless of where you are. So I have the best co-host on earth. You rock.
You do too, sir.
Ah! And we just had the most fun. Thank you guys again
Thank you.
for being
Thank
here.
you guys for having
us.
We appreciate you. We'll see you next Monday on the Be Encouraged show with Frank.
And Lisa.
We love you guys. We love our community, and we continue to do whatever we can to infuse hope and encouragement into our community. Once again, a shout out for Cressio.com. Go and check out their services. Josh and his team are doing great things in our community.
Yes.
We'll see you next Monday.